guys, it's Carlos, the Ultimate Fitness Training once again, and thank you so much for watching the video. And today we're doing a video about a lot of the requests you guys have sent me about the fitness industry and some stuff. Oh, hold on a minute, nearly got run over there. So about the actual fitness industry and as to what is happening with a lot of people claiming to have this particular physique naturally. Is it fake? Is it real? Some people out there using a lot of fake imagery in order to sell products, lying to people out there. So I'm just going to talk about some of the stuff that's happening, starting with is the bodies fakes or real? Now let me start. It's a vast sort of subject because there's a lot of people out there that work their balls off in order to have a particular physique, and they work very hard year in, year out, and bring to the stage people that compete, that bring to the stage great physiques naturally, okay? They diet hard, they train hard, they rest well, and they build a really good physique. However, the big however is there's a lot of guys out there as well taking hundreds of amounts of substances to enhance their body. Now, I'm not here to say that's right or wrong, because we all do different things, and for the likes of bodybuilders, you know, it's what it is. Everyone takes it. So most guys you'll see will be on some sort of enhancement drugs. However, I'm not here to say it's right or wrong. It's up to them what they want to do, but it's quite evident that those guys do those kind of things, and they're not lying to people. And this is not a video to defend bodybuilders. It's a video to make you aware as to what's happening. Okay, now we all know that people obviously take enhancement drugs in order to, one, perform better, two, to obviously look better. But the problem that we've got in the fitness industry is predominantly the female market. There is a lot of women out there that, one, obviously have breast surgery, for instance. They have glute implants, ass implants, fat transfer. And what they then do, which is obviously a very embarrassing thing, is they go and start claiming they are natural. Okay, why do I have a problem with that, and why does the industry have a problem with that? Is because what they actually doing, they actually creating a false sense of security for people, because they're actually not actually telling the truth. Because naturally, in order to obviously build a physique like that, and to have a physique like that, you either a complete nature freak, if you like, or it's one in a million, if that makes any sense. So for the guys out there that have these surgeries and then are telling the average girl out there that all you need to do is to take this particular shake, or all you need to do is to buy their bum workout in order to financial benefit, I think it's one, is fraud, and two, you ultimately creating a massive false sense of security in a lot of women out there, predominantly for women that perhaps want to obviously maybe get into the gym just to lose a couple of pounds, or maybe lose a couple of stones, whatever it is. But what they then do is they start actually comparing it to themselves. And I imagine like an average lady, like, you know, maybe overweight after pregnancy, or it doesn't have to be after pregnancy, but I'm just talking about an average person. Maybe he's overweight, you know, he wants to get a little fitter, and then it goes on Instagram, goes on YouTube, goes on all these sort of social media platforms, and sees these women with their ass sticking out, boobs coming out here, lips coming out down there, and all of a sudden they portray that this is the norm. Okay, now you can imagine the insecurities these people are gonna basically create for these people that basically actually haven't got a clue as to how to look. And then me as a trainer, as a coach, someone that's been in the industry for over 20 years now, I think this is one thing that we fitness professionals should tackle together in order to bring a better welfare to the sport and to the industry ultimately. Because I think what we're doing, and we're allowing the industry to almost to a degree on social media to become some sort of like, it's almost soft porn. Okay, now I'll give you an example. The other day I had a discussion with a couple of fitness professionals, and they're all in the same sort of page as me, that a lot of girls out there, and this is not just an attack about girls at all, because I love women getting out there, becoming their greatest version, getting fitter, getting stronger, getting wealthier and healthier as well, by obviously helping others to become a greater version of themselves. But a woman sticking the ass out in order to promote, say, a well-being sort of product, it's really not fitness. I'm sorry, but it's not fitness, because if it was fitness, she would not having to do those poses. Okay, now for some of you guys out there that maybe just got into the industry, it's kind of like, it's almost shocking, because what happens, imagine, like as I said, like the average person out there does not look like that. Okay, if you look at a lot of these fitness models that have got 1 million followers, and not just 1 million followers, some of them just have 10,000 or 100,000 or whatever. A lot of these people are claiming to have this particular product, or this particular 12-week program, or this particular whatever it is that they're selling, which is they're lying. Now let me tell you something, right? Anyone that's got knowledge about physical development, coaching development, knows this does not work. Okay, nothing can tell you, or nothing can tell me, that this particular workouts or this particular sort of supplements will change their physiques. Okay, now if you're telling people that by sticking your ass out like that, and women think, wow, so all I need to do is to buy A and Z workout or fitness plan or app or supplement, and I'm going to look like that. That's what they think, and this is what you want to do. People out there, they want to lie to people that by buying those things they will look like this. This is completely fraud, by the way. Okay, now one thing I've got a problem with, and a lot of us fitness professionals have a problem with, a lot of these people, by the way, they're not even qualified. What I mean by qualified is, obviously you guys know there's a government body for personal trainers. Okay, now we all qualified, for the guys that obviously do it professionally, we all are qualified. We're level 2s, level 3s, some of us level 4s, some of us have degrees, some of us haven't. And I'm not saying this is not a particular sort of video about people should have degrees. I'm not saying you have to have degrees, but as far as I'm concerned, in this game, everyone should be qualified. Okay, now if you give in health and well-being advice, you must be qualified. Okay, now failing to do that, you are completely, utterly, basically against the law. Basically, you can harm someone because you're not qualified, you haven't done it. Now, some of you guys out there might say, oh, that guy over there, I haven't got a clue and he's qualified. That doesn't mean anything, that doesn't justify anything. It's the same thing. I'm on a road and there's some crazy drivers, okay? That doesn't justify me to say they haven't got a driving license. They probably have a driving license, but it's up to them how they want to drive. And obviously, clearly there's a penalty, okay? Now, you can speed loads of times, but that doesn't mean you're not going to get caught. And this is what I'm saying. A lot of us out there, we have allowed a lot of these so-called fitness professionals, because a lot of them, they're not even fitness professionals. They claim to be fitness professionals. They probably haven't ever coached anybody. Maybe they just went and competed. All of a sudden they call themselves coaches and trainers, okay? And this is one of the biggest things that I think, and not just I think, that I know, that's causing a lot of people obviously harm, because one, a lot of this, let me just finish this one. We may think that these people, oh, they're not causing any harm. They are causing harm because they're lying to people. Now let me ask you something, right? Okay, so let's say you don't know much about the training, okay? Training or supplementation or dieting, okay? Would you prefer someone that's got qualifications and done it themselves, and thirdly, none of that, they've competed, they've done 10, 15 years in the industry, okay, to give you advice, or just a girl that basically puts some tight leggings or whatever you want to call it, and she maybe just had some breast surgery and she sticks her ass out like that for a couple of pictures, and she may look good. I'm not saying that she doesn't look good. Do you prefer someone that's got all the knowledge and all the credentials giving you advice, or someone that just looks good? Okay, now I'm sure the first one would be the correct one. Obviously, I would. If I didn't have a clue about training, I'd much prefer someone that knows what they're talking about, that's got track record, that basically is qualified, that has been in the industry, that's got some credentials, that can advise me. Now, a girl that looks good, most people do a bit of physical exercise can actually probably look good, but that doesn't mean they are coaches or trainers. You know what I mean? I might go to the doctor a couple of times. That doesn't not make me a doctor, because I know what the doctor is going to prescribe me. Okay? And this is the thing that really is affecting the fitness industry, because a lot of especially sort of young generation is so obsessed about how you look that all they're looking at is how big that girl's ass is. Nothing to do if this girl knows how to train, nothing to do whether, even guys as well, you know, sometimes guys are obsessed about how a guy's got a massive chest and a massive quads and a massive glutes and a massive arms or whatever. We're completely obsessed. Now nothing to say that these people actually know what they're talking about. And this is, I think this can be kind of harmful to a lot of people out there. Okay, now this is one of the biggest things I would say. Please do your own homework. And I know this video is not going to stop people from doing that, because these people we're talking about, some of these people have got serious following. They've got, and this is nothing against people I've got following, by the way. I mean, if you are delivering something that is genuine and you've worked hard, fair play if you've got all these followers, because obviously you must know what you're talking about. I'm talking about these people that basically haven't got no track record, no qualifications. They basically went out there, they've had some bum implants, they've had some breast implants, they look completely plastic. But for girls out there, and for maybe guys out there that don't know much about the industry, that don't know much about physical development, they think it's actually true that their 6-week plan or 12-week plan or whatever supplement they're selling is gonna change their life. Let me tell you something, right? Once and for all, it won't change your life. And I'll tell you one thing, try it and you'll see what happens. Okay? Within the 6 weeks, 7 weeks, there won't be no change, if any. Okay? Okay, now this thing's going to lead to a lot of other things that people are talking about. You know, this is one of the things that, you know, I personally don't have a problem with. Okay, I don't have a problem with what these people are doing to a degree. Okay, now I'll give you an example. Like a lot of these so Instagram guys or Facebook or YouTube, what these guys do, just because they look good, a lot of the times they're getting a lot of these followers. Okay, there's a lot of followers. They grab this sort of community, probably where they live, or maybe where they work, or maybe they've got a fan base, or maybe they are very good looking, and they end up with a lot of followers. Okay, and they're not fitness professionals, by the way. Now they go to the gym and start exercising. Okay, they change their physiques a little bit. Okay, which is great. Up to that, I think that's absolutely fantastic. So let's say you may be overweight a little bit, or maybe you were out of shape a little bit, and all of a sudden you begin to exercise and you begin to have people that follow because they like your journey. Up to that, I think it's absolutely brilliant, and I congratulate people that do that, because as far as I'm concerned, that's becoming your greatest version. Okay, because obviously you've done something for yourself. Brilliant. Okay, now where do we fitness professionals begin to have a bit of a problem is when these people all of a sudden, not having any sort of scientific background, begin to be sports scientists. Okay, so what these people do, by the way, they're not even acquiring the knowledge or the qualifications in order to give them the knowledge. What they do is they go out there on Google and they copy and paste information in order to dilute, you know, to dilute, if it's the right correct word, basically to lie to people that they're very knowledgeable. Okay, now this is another thing that is completely fraud again. Okay, now the person up to the point where they worked out and they got into shape, they've lost weight, they're beginning to have a better aesthetic physique, and they're feeling better about themselves. Up to that, I think it's absolutely brilliant. And if you can get 1 million followers, 2 million followers, whatever it is, I think it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, now where the problem begins is when you, again, not qualified, not done any homework, not registered, not anything, are beginning to give people like yourself as well, okay, that are less probably fortunate, that probably haven't worked out as long as you, maybe they're not as committed as you perhaps, all of a sudden are beginning to get advice from you. Now, you may say, what's the problem with that? I'll tell you what's the problem with that. The problem with that is that you are not accredited or qualified to begin to give advice to anybody, okay? Because you're not a fitness professional. Now, I don't care if the fitness professionals that you know, and this is where the biggest problem lies, because there's a lot of unprofessional fitness professionals, and you compare yourself to them. I'll give you an example what may happen. You may go to a gym where you see fat personal trainers, or you may see personal trainers that completely doesn't necessarily have to be fat, but say they're overweight a little bit, or they might not know what they're talking about, or you think they don't know what they're talking about, which is another one, okay? Or you may see a skinny little rat personal trainer that performs very unprofessionally, and you are them that might have a normal desk job, go to the gym all pumped up, all of a sudden you think, I look better than that person, all of a sudden I can be a trainer too, okay? Now, I'm not saying that your thought process is wrong. Well, what I'm saying to you is that does not give you the right, okay, to call yourself a fitness professional and all of a sudden become a sports scientist on text and start giving people scientific advice based on what you think is correct. Now, that is where the problem lies. Now, that is my point, and this is what I'm saying. I've had so many messages about, oh, that girl over there on that Instagram is giving people advice. Is she good? Now, let me tell you something, right? And this is where it basically is. Now, just because we all have driving license, hopefully, okay, the people that drive, okay, that does not make you a Formula One driver, okay? Now, let me repeat again. Now, we all have driver license, right? And all of you guys might have seen Formula One. That does not mean you are a Formula One driver, okay? Is that right? Same thing with football. There's loads of people that play Sunday League, okay, loads of people. That doesn't everyone mean that all of a sudden you become Alex Ferguson or Jose Mourinho because you watch football, okay? And you start giving your opinion to professional footballers because you watch your Sunday League playing on Sunday. And this is where we are in the fitness industry. All of a sudden, right, we've got these little skinny little rats perhaps that go to the gym and put a little bit of weight on, or maybe take the latest supplementation out there, and all of a sudden they probably take the latest gear that's going around and they build up a little bit of muscle. And all of a sudden, they are top trainers, okay? They are top trainers. Secondly, there's another guys as well, girls out there that all of a sudden they aspire to be X amount, I'm not going to name any names, right? Okay, X amount of girls out there on Instagram that wear lovely leggings and look fit as hell, as they say, okay? And then all of a sudden they start getting loads of likes because most of the guys that obviously follow these male, as you notice, is male, because if you stick your ass like that, 9 times out of 10, obviously, male are going to love you, as well as girls as well that aspire to be like you. But that because you got loads of likes, half of the guys want to sleep with you, and half of the other guys obviously want to do all of this stuff with you. And all those other girls are inspired to be like you, failing to realize that you haven't got a bloody clue, because a lot of stuff that you're posting is completely copied, cut and pasted from the net. Okay, now that to me and to us that are professional in the fitness industry, we have a problem with that now. And that is what I say, and I've had a lot of discussions about this. We as fitness professionals, we all different. I mean, there's personal trainers that focus on training footballers. There's personal trainers that focus on triathlons. There's personal trainers that focus on transformations. There's other personal trainers that focus on coaching people, sport specific. There's loads of different training, okay? Now we have the if you like, the right to one, manifest ourselves, and secondly, to have the welfare to our industry, to protect our industry, and to know that these people not only damaging other people's views, by the way, because what's happening is, you can imagine a lot of these people that all of a sudden they take a selfie with their ass out and all of a sudden they go on their page. It's the same thing. All the girls that copy each other, honestly, you'll see, all of a sudden you've got literally 100 people you follow, and you'll have literally 100 girls that are doing the same pose, that talk about the same thing, okay? And all they're doing, and one thing I notice is, and I've checked this out, is they do the same workouts. Everything, they don't even know what they're doing. They're literally moving weight out after the times. But obviously they are in that age, a lot of the times, the age group where whatever they would do, the body would develop anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, this is one thing a lot of people don't understand, is there's an age sort of gap where whatever you do, whatever physical exercise we do as human beings, we are going to develop, okay? Now, depending on whether you're an ectomorph, mesomorph, and endomorph, but I'll tell you, 100 ectomorphs will develop the same way, whether they do star jumps or whether they do squats, because that's just the way some genetics are. Obviously, I'm not saying every single person is going to develop, but what I'm trying to say to you is this: a lot of the stuff that these girls or these guys are doing, right, will be the same thing that anybody else would do if they had the same exercises. And this is what I think we as fitness professionals, as sports scientists, know about these guys. So this is something that you really have to be aware. Now, this then leads to another thing that I'm going to talk to you guys about, which a lot of people are confused. Like, let me explain. You've got people that train, that go to the gym and look, say they've lost weight and they look good, okay? They look aesthetically pleasing, okay? What I mean by that is they can take the clothes off and they look pretty nice, okay? Now you got other people that go to the gym and they look absolutely ripped to pieces because they want to look like that, okay? Now you may say, is that fake or is that drug enhanced? Now, they might not tell you. No one's got the right to go out there and say, listen, do you take drugs? Okay, yeah, okay, what drugs do you take? Oh, okay, right, and what do I need to do to look like that? So I don't think anyone's got the right to say that. And ultimately, a lot of these guys, if they are doing that, they're probably not going to tell you, okay? Or they may say, no, I'm not taking anything, I'm just completely natural. But that does not make someone natural, okay? So there's a lot of stuff like that that's completely enhanced, okay? So one of the biggest things I would like to say is this: obviously, make sure we understand what we are looking at, okay? Now, then on the other flip side of the story, there's guys out there that are taking some substances that basically enhance them in order to compete. And fantastic. I know if that's what they're doing and that's what their journey is, there's nothing wrong with that. And I think one of the biggest things, we need to understand that, and we need to differentiate and understand what journey someone is. So a lot of the times I get asked, oh, have you seen this guy's physique? I want to look like him. Or have you seen this girl's physique? I want to look like her. Now, let me explain, right? In order to look absolutely ripped, okay, and this is whether you like it or not, okay, especially for women, okay, women have got very low amounts of testosterone levels, okay, so in order for them to look rather muscular, I'll leave you with that homework to do. So what do you think they're taking, okay? Secondly, okay, if they're looking very ripped, a woman's body has got a lot of body fat for a reason. So highly levels of estrogen levels will cause them to obviously hold a lot of body fat for a reason. So what sort of stuff do you think these people are taking? So that I'll leave that one with you guys in order to obviously do your own homework to realize what these people are taking. So when you see someone that is absolutely hard as nails, strong as nails, and they basically are ripped as nails, gives you a bit of thing to think about, okay? Now, I'm not saying that is right or wrong again. I think for the guys that are competing, I think it's right, okay? For the guys that are not competing, I don't know, it's up to you. Honestly, it's just really is up to you. I'm not here to say it's right or wrong, okay? So the other thing is, obviously, some guys out there that claim to be completely natural. This is for guys, you know, all of a sudden you see a guy that's completely super muscular, okay? Now, we all know this, okay? I think this is not something that is all of a sudden came into the market and people don't know what they're looking at. I think the biggest thing that we obviously need to understand is, obviously, as long as we understand what we're looking at in terms of physiques, obviously I've been in the game for over 20 years, so I've seen big guys, small guys, ripped guys, great aesthetic guys. I can tell by the naked eye whether someone's on gear or not. That's not hard for me to look at, okay? Now, I'm not saying I'm special or anything. Anyone that's got, you know, knowledge in this game, they'll be able to tell, okay? So I can tell that the conditioning, the skin, the skin condition, the hardness, the muscle quality, the density, you can tell. You can tell, okay? Now, I'll give you an example. When I competed, I've competed 6 times now. And I can tell you, like, every time I competed, I never took any enhancement drugs, but every time I competed, I got better and better and better. And I tell you, no matter how hard I dieted or trained, my body got to a level, okay? Now, if I wanted to look any better, okay, I'd have to take some stuff that would enhance my my conditioning. And this is whether we like it or not. Now, a lot of guys, if they're claiming to not having to do this, obviously clearly they don't lie about it, because obviously in order to do it naturally, if you ever done it naturally, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. There's only so much you can do, okay? And you may ask me, how long did I keep that conditioning for? I mean, you might be able to keep that 4% body fat by 2 days, 3 days, maximum 4 days. Once the carbohydrates get into your system, all of a sudden you're gonna lose that condition. Obviously, whether you like it or not. Okay, some guys somewhere may say, no, you won't. It's completely bollocks. Okay, because you will. If you know anything about sports science, you'll know that basically, or by dieting, you'll know that once you put your carbs in your system, all of a sudden you start looking very different. Okay, but that is for competition. Now, for the guys out there that are basically doing it just to look good in the gym, then it's up to them. Okay, but the biggest go home message for you guys out there that are looking, make sure you look at your people you want to look like. Okay, and then do the homework in a sense where you start beginning to understand that what is a body that is enhanced, 1 by surgery, 2 by drugs, okay? And then another body that is not enhanced by anything apart from hard work, dedication, and dieting. That once you start understanding those things, then you start basically looking at what work you need to do in order to become a greater version of yourself and ultimately become an healthier version of you. Okay, now one of the things I want you guys to go home after this video is, and this is one of the biggest things, the reason why I want to do this video is this is not just to defend women, it's because I love the industry, and I think that one of the main reasons we should all get into this industry is to help people. Okay, now the financial benefit comes with anything that you're in passion with. Okay, I think the biggest thing, number one reason why I love what I do is because I change people's lives. Okay, change people's lives is number one. Secondly, you help other people becoming healthier. Okay. Thirdly, you transform people's obviously aesthetics, so you make them lose body fat, you make them get a little bit more muscular, you give them more confidence. Okay. Fourth, obviously you give them a massive positive way of feeling about themselves that changes their life completely, and ultimately the mindset. Okay, so those 5 things, okay, those are the things, and there's more. Okay, but those 5 things I just told you, that's the reason why I am completely passionate about the game we're in. Okay, and I'm sure most fitness professionals will say the same and back me on that one. Okay, now one of the biggest things I see is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, any sort of social media platform, is loads of people doing almost soft porn. And what I mean by that is loads of sexual poses. I mean, I've seen loads of guys out there, all their pages is about ass in the air, mate. Honestly, it's completely, and this is not a knock on anybody. That is not fitness. That's not well-being. I'm sorry, but that is not well-being. Do you know what I mean? You would not show your mother or your husband or your partner or your sister or whatever, if you said to someone, listen, I want to get healthier, there's you are, that page, go and have a look at it. Okay, I mean, I'll give you an example. The other day I was talking to my mom, and my mom was scrolling through my page, okay, and then she looked at someone that liked a picture of mine. She goes, oh, these ladies, if I was there, I wouldn't have anything on. You know, it's almost like, you know, it's like this is very rude of her. And now obviously my mom's quite an open-minded person, but you know, you can tell all of a sudden you think like, whoa, this page of this person all of a sudden is literally it's soft porn basically. And this is whether we like it or not. And don't take me wrong, porn sells a lot, so hence the reason why a lot of these people think, whoa, I'm onto something. And this is what I'm saying. Okay, we should be very professional and think, right, okay, this is the fitness industry, well-being first and foremost. Yes, you will change your body and you'll feel better, you look better, and you feel $1 million. However, there's the other industry out there, which is obviously maybe soft porn, maybe lingerie, maybe these particular models I do, but don't come into the arena of fitness and start selling workout plans where you've had your ass done somewhere with some surgeon and you've had crazy amounts of implants everywhere, and all of a sudden you're claiming to have worked out quite a lot. I think that's a fraud, and that's my point. That's my point. Apart from that, everything's good. So I hope you guys, a bit of a long-winded one, a bit of a rant one there, but it's basically it's how we fitness professionals feel. So there you are, another video in order to help you guys become your greatest versions. There's another lady there, become a greatest version, see? And thank you very much for watching us. Okay guys, check us out on Instagram, which is Carlos Trainer 10. Also on YouTube channel, which is Carlos Trainer. Like, share and subscribe to our channel, guys. We growing organically in order to help you guys become better versions of yourselves. So if you want to get in touch, guys, DM me on Carlos Trainer 10. Also on call us directly, which is 077 61274313. And with all that being said, guys, stay happy, stay healthy, stay fit. Have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye-bye. Get fitter, get healthier, get happier, become your greatest version. Remember, while you become your greatest versions, don't forget, have fun as well, because a lot of times you can be very serious as well. So have fun, like I always do, although doing these videos, and it gets really serious sometimes about coaching, training, psychology, problems, everything. It's always sometimes to become a kid as well and just enjoy and laugh. Part of development for ourselves is to believe in ourselves and believe in your intuition in order to become better every day, in order to ask your own self, am I doing the best I can in order to become a better version of me? The main thing in life is to have vision, no excuses, and follow your heart, and ultimately become a greater version of yourself. Believe in yourself, that's all it is. Believe in yourself and do not allow external events to dictate your present situation. Two things of which I think is really important in order to become better version of yourself is gratitude and discipline.